Recording is in progress. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, August 7th already. Brandon Abbey, yours truly, Daryl Snyder, Fantasy Sports Logic, and this is our daily deeper dive podcast in conjunction with our friends and partners at Ballpark Pal. They provide a couple of things to us every day. One of them are these charts for very nice charts, 3,000 simulations. They do a home run report, daily fantasy report, starting pitcher preview, and a daily stadium report. Nice little 8-game slate, including my Giants that dropped a couple of games over the weekend to those powerful Oakland A's. You know, they did have a 9 or 10 game winning streak earlier in the year, so anything is possible. The Giants lost the first one 2-1 yesterday. They had a couple of 2-run leads, and they ended up losing, I think, 8-6. Cobb, there was one guy on the Angels team. He had one home run all year. He has triple that total. He hit 2 yesterday. So they are just down the road in Anaheim facing Ohtani. And I was telling Brandon, I played a prop plays on Drafters, another one of our partners, five different players, and 4 were in, and I just needed Ohtani. I had him more than 9 points. He had 4 with like 3 at-bats remaining, and he failed to get me there. So that was a little $10 play that would have paid 200. Drafters is happy. I'm not so much. So hopefully Ohtani sets and rests for these 3 games against the Giants, but we'll see. He's not on the chart, surprisingly. So let's jump right into it, Brandon. It's the daily home run report. We have a familiar face up on top, our buddy. Can you see who that is?
Yeah, Kyle Schwarber. He's he's got some pretty good numbers up there today, and there are
we see your pen in your hand. We don't see you, so I don't know if you got it in front of the camera, but there you go.
Oh, I probably do. Well,
we saw an enlarged version of your ink pen, but now we can see you. You're good.
Well, like I told you, I'm on my phone today because I can't get my system updated to use Zoom on just showing off my technical abilities here. A lot of familiar names up there today: Judge, Ohtani, Schwarber, and some good probability for some home runs. So there are probably some prop bets out there that are pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mentally blocked out Ohtani. I thought he wasn't there. I was hoping I wouldn't see him, and when you said it, he is. He's just appeared in my vision. So against Logan Webb, Giants ace, and Ohtani, doesn't really matter who he faces except for yesterday when I really needed him. Well, he'll probably pop for 3 home runs today or something. But yeah, Schwarber, when they're in Philly, very common, almost 29% probability to hit a dinger today. He's got a nice 20% matchup against Trevor Williams. And the ballpark is playing small, as it usually does as things heat up. 19% boost there. Ohtani, as Brandon had to bring to my attention, against the Giants. Another Philly, Castellanos. And then Aaron Judge, another popular person on that projected to pop chart. And then I'm at Francisco Lindor facing Drew Smiley. Looks like the Cubs are in New York facing the Mets. They took 2 out of 3 from the Braves. Surprising. Cubs are putting together a competitive team. Some other players, if you like to stack with an attack, like we have automated in the optimizer, some Phillies popping out as you see. There are 4 there in the home run on the solid matchups. Harper, 47% boost today, 23 with the matchup against Williams, 20% in the park. JT, the catcher, nice 60%. Abrams, he did well for me yesterday. The Nationals up at the top. I think this is his second or third year he came over from the Padres and in that Soto trade. He's been doing well. A lot of speed, little pop, the top of the order, and then another National, Lane Thomas. Both he and Abrams will start off facing Ranger Suarez, and they have nice boosts there. So good information. You can go to ballparkpal.com, see a lot more about the home runs and some of these other charts. Appreciate our partnership with Aaron there. Daily fantasy report. Does a nice job breaking this down. Position players, 3 of the top, except for pitcher and outfielder. He'll give us 8. Anything stick out for you today there, Brandon, in the DFS report?
Well, as you know, I usually go over to the pitchers, and I do
I
like
knew you would.
those top 2. I mean, either one of them could get to 10 strikeouts today. So, and Albies, I'm big on Albies. So you will see those 3 guys in a lot of my lineups today.
Yeah, nice 8-game slates. It's only 16 probable pitchers. Giants aren't pitching a bullpen game, so their Webb's in play for sure. Paperback Strider, as I like to call him, not because he's a paperback. It just reminds me of that song back in the day, which most of you probably don't remember except me and Brandon, but I think it was a Beatles song. Was it Paperback Writer?
Ryder, yeah.
Yeah. First base, you got a Philly. There's Bohm. So nice Phillies, as we said. We like to do 5-stack attack. You can go Bohm, JT, Harper, Schwarber, and Castellanos. All projected well today. The blue is the FanDuel. The green is DraftKings. Albies, Abreu, Acuna. You can almost always pencil them in no matter what starter they're facing. Cubs did a nice job. They lost the first game 7-0, bounced back and won the next 2. They held the Braves pretty much at bay, although I picked the over yesterday, Brandon, and that did hit.
Nice.
So I would have had over all 3 days. The first day they were short by a half a run, but it did combine the next 2 to go over the 8.5 and 9.5. What else sticks out? There's Ohtani down there, number 2. It's designated hitter. The Marlins power hitter, former Cub, Solar. I think he was a Cub and then a Royal, and now a Marlins, projected at number 3. And then, as Brandon pointed out, my eyes tend to gaze at orange and black. So you got Webby, has to weave around Ohtani. I don't care if you walk him 4 times. Don't let him take you deep after what he did to me yesterday. Well, then Schwarber, Castellanos, a Padre, Tatis Jr. having a nice year after his debacle last year with everything that happened. He's trying to make everybody forget, although those Padres are a ways back. Giants now 4 games behind the Dodgers, but they have a 3-game wild card lead. The Diamondbacks, who've dropped, I think they've dropped 6 in a row since they had a great start, and they're fading. I predict the Padres will probably catch them, but not the Giants. Ballpark starting pitcher preview. Grades overall. Last 1,000 pitches overall, the first 2, and then separates by pitch preferred by the pitcher and how often they throw it. Gonsolin, a Dodger, against, that was a wraparound series, huh? They're here again?
Yeah, they're playing again today.
Maybe they made up, or kind of weird. You don't normally see a wraparound, meaning they started over the weekend and continued on to Monday. Sometimes on holidays, but interesting. Is it a, no, it must not, it'd be a day game if it was. Wait, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Those might be a day game, those early ones, because it's only an 8 game on the main.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
see.
a 1 o'clock game.
Okay. Afternoon matinee here in San Diego. Gonsolin looking like he may be targeted today. Overall, for his last 4-seam fastball, sinker, and slider, not very good. FFF. What can he lean on today? A hope and a prayer, it looks like, although he's projected 5 innings, 4 strikeouts, 3.4 runs. If I was going to play an early slate, I would definitely be targeting some Padres, but I'm going to wait and play the 8-game main in the tonight. Lugo, almost the opposite end, looking like he's grading out well against the Dodgers today. His last 1,000 pitches, projected almost 6 innings, almost 6 strikeouts. Got a twin, Lopez, really nice across the board. Almost 6.5 strikeouts. Obviously won't get a half of one unless it's a check swing and they say we'll give you a half of one, but projected at a little over 6. And then we'll drop down to Brandon pointed out. Paperback Strider, almost 10. And Peralta, a little over 8. And never to be looked past, Garrett Cole, facing those White Sox that are a lot of things coming out. I don't know if you read the article this morning on ESPN, but former White Sox saying that they just had no rules, guys sleeping in the bullpen. I mean, he was ripping them apart after La Russa left. This new guy that came in, I mean, I can't see how he's going to last, but just talking about they didn't make team meetings and nothing happened. There was like no discipline on the team. That definitely was an interesting article. You had Manny Ramirez, who knocked out Tim Anderson 2 games ago. They have a picture on Twitter, Brandon. Manny's got on boxing gloves and he's holding them up like he's the knockout champ. I don't know what the MLB thinks about that one, right? Like they don't condone fighting, and there he is. Maybe he's going to say he's training because of how well he looked in that short little 10-second right hook. You got to watch that video if you haven't seen it. It's Anderson that puts up his fist first, like it looked like something they staged for boxers that are going to face each other, right? But this was happening in the middle of the field, in the middle of the game. Anderson took the first swing and sort of momentum carried him by right hook, and down goes Anderson. They needed one of the one of the Guardians needed to jump in and do the count, right? Anyways, Brandon doesn't have a lot of time, and here I am giving play-by-play of a baseball game turned into boxing extravaganza. But a lot of great information. Webby grading out nice too. I probably tend to gravitate towards him. Not sure the ownership facing the Angels today. He's projected 6 innings, a quality start, 3 runs, probably 3 solos to Ohtani, and almost 7 strikeouts. So nice information there. We'll gaze down to the daily stadium report. You can see there, Brandon, what do you see? A lot of things this time of the year that are pretty common, right?
Yeah, everything looks pretty much the same. No surprises there. Although Petco, I don't know why that has a negative potential for home runs over the average. They popped a few out yesterday. Dodgers were hot. What else jumps out? You got some big numbers up at the top there in Cincinnati and Philadelphia. Fenway, you still have the Green Monster keeping them keeping them in, but a high percentage for doubles and triples. And then in New York, you've got the wind blowing out and Citi Field. I don't know. What are you looking at there?
Yeah, I look at the same thing.
Wind's
my pick-
blowing out at Oakland, and you have a minus 13%.
Yeah, it didn't stop, but A's. I remember his name, trying to block it out of my mind that he had one home run and hit two yesterday against Cobb, but he hit them both just right over the shortest part of the left field fence, and they were low. Wasn't any of those majestic towering ones, but I was looking at the Boston KC game. I had my pick, Bobby Witt, that was just going to crush yesterday, and they scratched him right before the game. So,
well, you got to watch out for that, don't you? This time of year, there are a lot of scraps.
He's rested up, but as Brandon pointed out, we got the wind blowing right at the Green Monster, tends to make for more doubles and triples, down a little bit in home runs. The top three, pretty common, Great America and Cincinnati. Big boost today, wind blowing out. I like Solar for the Marlins. Cincinnati, you can go with a lot of them. Votto, De La Cruz, Fraley, Friedel. Probably about a 10.5 run total in that one, which for non-Coors Field, it's pretty high, but usually they get it done there. Williamson going up against the Marlins. So Washington, Philly, as you said, look at that boost, 37%, just like Great America Ballpark. That's why I saw 5 Phillies, a couple of Nationals. That game will have heavy ownership on the offensive side. And then, interesting, Chicago against those Yankees. Cole, wind blowing in, but ball going out, according, right? 14% run boost, almost, what is it, 24% home run. Not as many doubles and triples, because it looks like if they're not singles through the hole, they're airborne for the seats. So great information there. Detroit looks like you might want to pay attention to the Lopez for the Twins today. Wind's definitely blowing in. Neutral for runs, but down in home runs. And then Giants, Anaheim down the road, pretty neutral, little 3% down in runs, 3% up in home runs. And as I said before, I like Webby today as one of the pitchers of choice, but that's pretty much an automatic for me.
Of course you do.
He's their ace. The guy, I mean, he's second in innings pitch. He's had tough luck. I'm not just saying that because I'm a diehard black and orange guy, but definitely could have a lot better record. I think he may be 500. Got a couple of nice little things here, and then a bigger thing. I'm going to do a video today, Brandon, on our promotion that I believe could be live on the website as early as tomorrow, if not tonight. I saw inside the admin that our tech web development people were working away. It's on the blog, but right now, today, if you do the 7-day $1 Contrarian Edge Optimizer test drive, you'll get a free $20 entry into the $2 million best ball style contest at Drafters with a $300,000 first place award. If you make a deposit using the code FSL100 on Drafters, and you make it for $100, they will give you another $100 credit. So some great things happening there. I'm going to switch to the optimizer real quick. I know Brandon might have to cut away. Let me update it here. I haven't been on it yet this morning, so we're refreshing it. DraftKings, FanDuel, Turbo Slate. You can do main slate, Turbo Night. You can get into your showdowns with the Dodgers, Padres, Mets, Cubbies, Rangers, A's. I'm going to go to the main slate just because I'd love to see Webb's name pop up for me somewhere. There he is. Paperback, Strider, and Peralta. Those are pretty much going to be Brandon. Pencil him in every lineup, I think, today, the way he's leaning. Not a bad choice. Braves picking on the Pirates. Navigate around Reynolds, McCutcheon. Got a good shot there. Freddie Peralta, same thing, picking on the Rockies. I don't think the Rockies they got Crone maybe. I think Blackman's out. That lineup not looking very threatening. So I like your thinking there. The only problem with Strider, it cost you 2 Acunas, and that's saying a lot. 12,800, right? It's like, okay, you lock him in and you try to do the stack attack. That's what we're going to do. We're going to see just how well we're going to make the stack attack work. We'll lock in Strider. Him, I almost can't lock in anybody else. We'll see. Going to probably pick. There he is. Lock in Strider. We're going to go to 5 is what we like to advocate. We're going to let it calculating. 8-game slate. Several 100,000, if not over 1 million different possibilities. Some of these zeros are because hasn't been updated. We update every 30 minutes, and this slate doesn't start until 4:05 Pacific. So it'll be a lot of those things filled in. You see Peralta's ownership. We project it. These are our internal ownership projections. He's almost 50% owned. Not sure what Strider was. His price may keep his ownership down a little, but Peralta against those Rockies. So went into 5 stack, gonna do an auto here. Let this do its thing, wait for this to turn orange over here. This is like 8 months in the work, Brandon, and starting to really, we're gonna test it today though. We're gonna see if it can stack 5 players at $2,000 because Strider took all the salary. Now we'll see. You can turn the stack attack mode on. What it was built to do is to get a lot of coverage. If you're playing the $3 mini max, which is a popular contest on DraftKings, has a $100,000 prize package. Total contest 10,000 on top. That's kind of a popular one. We don't play what you want to play. You can play a single 10-cent game. Wouldn't advise to 5 stack on that. Yesterday I played some in the 20. I didn't play all 20. I think I played 7 because I like that lucky number. And came out a little bit ahead. I had some Phillies and Nationals stack in that game, and I locked in 2 pitchers, Woodward that we talked about yesterday, and then Gallen, which that game was delayed. I know I was messaging you. It was like a 2-hour delay. I was thinking I was going to get a 0 on my pitcher, but they finally started it up. So we hit generate lineups. We're here 3.5 minutes from an update. So sometimes we like to wait, but we'll see. Got that little air will be removed while in beta, but oh, good. Look at that first one. Peralta, your man.
Yeah.
Figured out a stack. It's stacking Kansas City. Yeah, there's the update. Just told me that it went back to now another 30 minutes. So I can refresh if I like, but we're going to point out. So there you go. You've got a nice KC stack. Boston, we said the wall could be a lot of runs scored, just not as many home runs. Witt back in action today, and then your Melendez, Olivares, Massey, and Garcia was the 5 stack. All but Witt. pretty affordable, 5,500, and then it throws in guy with some Bowers. The Yankees in that White Sox game where some runs are projected. Mitch Garver, catcher for the Rangers, and back off the DL. And I'm just waiting for him to. He hasn't had the year that he's had in the past, but Starling Marte against the Cubs. And then you'll see it picks out some of these pitchers. These are that was our blend of 7. I'm going to move Brandon and I down here. Show you that you can see across 7-player projection providers besides our blend, the Baker engine with 10,000 simulations, Ballpark Pal, who we just talked about. We are the only company he partnered to provide his 3,000 sims, FNT data, 40,000 simulations, RotoWire, and then you can slide over and see Sport Radar, Sports Data IO, Stats Perform, and a lot of different variations, which is what we like. There's where I go, Mr. Webb and Paperback Strider, with a Guardian stack. Probably be different doing that against Toronto. You've got the boxing champion we talked about earlier. I think I called him Manny Ramirez, but he's Jose Ramirez, maybe related to Manny. Jimenez, Rocchio, Brennan, and Gonzalez. And then he throws in Tavares, Ventos, and Garver. So not quite getting the power in the other 3, but it forced into pretty good pitchers, which I don't have a problem with those 2. But what do you see? A lot of variation, right?
Yeah, a lot of options. There's so many different. I mean, you can let the system do it for you. You can, mix and match any way you want to. You can lock players. You can do auto stacking. There's just so much flexibility. I don't know anybody else that offers this much diversity in setting your teams up.
Yeah, I was over the weekend, a couple of people reached out on Twitter. We're just starting to we're actually comfortable enough where we're going to pre-launch with some pretty heavy traffic this week with a promotion that I'll talk about later. It's on the blog. We posted it Friday, but I'll do a video about it today. Keep it short and to the point, but they were looking at it, and I mean, we don't know of anybody. There's some great optimizers out there that've been around. They're used by some of the best players in the world, but our intention was to put together something unique. 7-player projection partners, and they're the seven of the top in the world that have been doing it a combined 100 years with simulations and data scientists in-house, and then our proprietary secret sauce blend. You can get crazy different. We use a stack as a strategy. You don't have to do 5. That a lot of the times is in near the top. A 4 can work, sometimes 3-3, 2. There's 8 positions and then 2 pitchers. So if you like one of these, where's that Giants? I saw Flores was here. Strider Dunning, where's that Strider Webb? Strider Peralta, that's Brandon's. You've got a Boston stack in there with Acuna. That's good looking. You got Acuna as your off in one of your 3. You got Reef Schneider, Weimer for the Brewers and another 3, and then Seth Brown, one of your better hitting it in the 3-hole with Oakland against Dunning for Texas. Brandon might have to leave us as I ramble. There's the web. So what you can go down to generate multiple lineups all the way to max 150. I'll just do a 50 to show you what it does. If you say I kind of like the looks of Sport Radar and Dan Williams, what he's doing today, with that, you can hit generate 50. It'll show you working on it. Going to give you a lot of diversity. You don't need to even mess with pro settings. It threw the CSV file up there. Only thing that might have happened, and I didn't do it, is if it ran past and gave us an update. We'll see if it comes up. But I may have needed.
I'm going to have to leave you right now, Daryl. I will catch you later today.
No problem. I think most of the viewers probably already have as well by the time in the video. So
The usual.
that's
All
enough of his rambling. Have a great one. Yeah, I'll talk to you later today. I'm going to show them when that runs through. Normally you just update it again. You can see, have a great one, Brandon. You can see we give DraftKings FanDuel by slate again. I'm going to go back to the main. Going to bring up locked in Strider. If I wanted to, I could lock in Strider and Webb and just let it do its thing. Or Strider Peralta. You're gonna, with ownership, 50% of the field, 8-game slate. You can either be with all of them if Peralta goes off and posts to 30, 35 points for you. If he happens to have a shaky start, you and half the rest of the field are going to be behind, but he's facing the Rockies. It's not in Colorado. Milwaukee's starting to put things back together. Woodruff came back yesterday, had a great start in his first stint off the DL. He got Burns, a team starting to click. So I could lock in both, see what it does. Says it's ready. I didn't put the stack attack mode. I'm going to go with those two pictures. I'm going to just have it show me a 4. Meaning it's grabbing a stack of 4 and then mixing. It's ready. I didn't tell it. I'm going to put it on auto. I'm going to do some more calculating. Important part of what you want to let it do is right now it's looking through all the blends, all 7. Baker, Ballpark Pal, FTN, RotoWire, Sport Radar, Sports Data IO, Stats Perform. As I said, all of them, except for Ballpark Pal. This is his 3rd year, but his 1st year of providing a feed. It said generate lineups ready, but I'm going to put stack attack mode on. That's our special formula. I did read somewhere, I haven't reached out to them, that they claim, another company, to have the only patented optimizer in the industry. That's not true. This technology's been patented since 2013, and our patents get through 2034. Several patents. So all of this came together through a lot of work and a lot of years, like 7 months to get this for baseball the way it is. We will have NFL that will be added soon, NBA when the season gets close to firing up, and Brandon is a big fan of golf. So those 4 ones all for one price. Currently, won't be forever. $29.97 a month, or one-time lifetime. All sports while in beta, while in this pre-launch, only $299.97. Some people charge that for half a year, some of the competitors. I mean, compare and look, and not all about price. It's really about performance, right? Generate lineups, show me something good with Strider and Peralta. So now it's calculating. There we go. Disregard that. It's a little thing. Will be gone soon, and then voila. The blend again with some Royal Stack. Baker and their 5,000 simulations. Looks like it's a Boston stack with Brandon Belt in the mix of the other four, Justin Turner. So you have some power there. There's a Yankee stack of four. You can see there's Acuna, always pops out. See the different blends, right? I did a four. The other four can be 1-1-1-1, or they can be 4-4. It's picking what it believes to be the best blend to correlate for you to give you. There's a Brave with Harris. Never a bad choice to have any Braves in your lineup. Where's that Acuna? Again, there's Albies sprinkled throughout. There's a blend again. So what we can do, I was going to show you earlier, but it went through an update. You can run whatever. Let's say you're running a max 20 today, or you just want to run 20 in the 150. Pick out a provider. I picked out a blend. Going to show you what it's doing. It threw a little CSV file. If I wanted to save that, I clicked, could upload it to DraftKings. But look at the variation, the diversity, and this is what we build it to do. Automate it so you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours on going through individually stacking, which we do offer. Got a White Sox stack, a couple of Mets, a couple of Braves, a Brewers, a couple of Blue Jays. You get it, right? A couple of Yankees, a Rangers, one Giant, go, go, go. A Cub, a Pirate, and shows you some of the mixes, right? Close this out, and you take a closer look at them. And you could, again, if you just want to do a single lineup, you can use this and just say what looks the best. There's a Strata, Conforto, there's a Giant stack, four with Flory, JD, Tyro back off the DL, playing well already. Offense is due to click. It may be tonight in Anaheim. It could be my heart talking and not my brain, but you get it, right? I mean, we try to make it super, super simple, dumb it down to Daryl. I think we've done well, but it's not about what we think. It's about what our customers tell us. If you want to get super crazy and do it, what do they call that? Do it yourself, DIY. Pro options, I mean, we can get nuts. Block out a team, fade a team. If you just say, I don't want any Pirates in my lineup because I'm going to play the pitcher against them, and no Pirates will appear. If you want to set min or max exposure on any of the 180 different projected starters or players today, you can do that as well. If you don't want to use the auto stack, you can do your own team stacking bonuses, diversity. We put minimum fantasy in. There's lots and lots and lots, and it's only going to get better, better, better. We're excited about football, targeting some of those bigger contests. We're excited about best ball. We will have some contests in best ball. Our background, the guy behind it that's his bread and butter. Season long player, one of the best, I think, in the world. Plays in season long leagues, not DFS, and I'm working with him to create some pretty crazy best ball lineups that we are going to have a little contest. If anybody would happen to beat our best team in the different platforms, we will we'll have some prizes available. That's how confident we are. So okay, I think I've rambled on enough. Hopefully this was insightful. I'll post it up as I do every day, Twitter, FS Logic, on LinkedIn. Got some crazy cool things coming. Sportstopia is in the works. One stop premium destination for daily fantasy articles and sports betting articles and videos every day covering MLB, NFL, NBA, PGA, and other late breaking news. So we'll cover a variety of sports, but it'll focus on the big four for us. Obviously, we'll college football with everything's happening there. What do we call it? Semi-pro now. Crazy what happened with the schools out on the west, right? I think there's four left. The four left standing: Stanford and Cal, Oregon State, Washington State, maybe are the four that didn't go to either the Big Ten or the Big 12. They call it the Big 10. It's got to be about the Big 27 now. I don't know how many teams are there, but a lot. Anyways, whole nother story. Sportstopia.io will be emerging in the next 30 days in conjunction with Fantasy Sports Logic. There's a television network coming as well. Lots and lots and lots. Check out the blog. There's some hints there. So I'm going to end. I'm going to do what you probably wanted me to do long ago. I'm going to end this recording. Everyone have a super spectacular, amazingly awesome, and of course, prosperous Monday.